In Germany today, President Obama called the spread of fake news online a threat to democracy.
Both Google and Facebook announced they are updating their company policies to ban fake news sites from using their advertising networks. Both tech giants have come under scrutiny in recent weeks for presenting fake news during the presidential election.
We don't have any more bacon. Yeah. There is no more bacon. You ate it all.
Sorry, Democrats. No more bacon. So everyone's crying and everyone's lying. Post-election, hysteria is unfolding like a bitter blanket soaked in hobo urine. Did you hear the story of the Muslim student claiming her hijab was torn off by men in Trump hats? Turns out she made it up. Or the Boston guy who said he was harassed by men saying it's Trump country now. He made it up. The story about students wearing blackface after Trump's win? They made it up. A KKK rally in honor of Trump? Made it up. In fact, almost every so-called Trump-caused hate crime seems about as fake as a bag of Charlie Sheen's teeth. So what happens when crimes become hoaxes? Do they get more or less attention? Do the fakers go to jail for wasting our time? Or is the story buried under the lie of raising awareness? The media doesn't help.
We are seeing hate. We are seeing hate from some of these fringe supporters who do not represent the majority of Trump voters. But we are seeing hundreds of cases of swastikas, of racist language, of harassment, of in some cases assaults and bullying all across this country. Some of this needs to be verified.
Some? I'm thinking maybe all of them should be verified, Bri.
Germany is cracking down on Islamic radicals. Hundreds of police officers there searched over 200 offices, mosques, and apartments for supporters of the True Religion group on Tuesday. The group is known for giving out free copies of the Quran across the country. A German news agency reports the police raids took place in Western Germany and Berlin. The organization reportedly glorifies jihad and helps send people to Syria to fight with the Islamic State.
Thousands have marched through the streets to protest the incoming presidency of Donald Trump. Many others have had a different kind of protest.
This is really interesting. More than 20,000 people have made donations to Planned Parenthood. And get this, they've done it in the name of Vice President-elect Mike Pence. Pence is pro-life, and he's called for cutting federal funds to the organization. And as Indiana governor, he introduced tougher abortion rules. In total, Planned Parenthood says it has received 160,000 donations since Election Day.
Yet another controversial police encounter caught on tape.
You cannot arrest me.
An officer punching a female suspect in the face during an eviction. Slow it down and you can see the force of the punch.
I was punched in the face 2 times. I was choked. It was just a brutal attack.
But the officer claims the woman resisted arrest, kicking and kneeing him in the groin. Flagstaff, Arizona police learned of the encounter after the video was posted on Facebook. Authorities say the officer has no history of excessive force.
We immediately became concerned, so we initiated an internal investigation and placed the officer administrative leave.
The case, the latest indicator of how the prevalence of surveillance cameras and smartphones are placing officers under increasing scrutiny.
Please let go of him.
In fact, it's become reflex for citizens to pull out their phones and record interactions with police, like we saw here in Alabama last November when college students reached for their cameras and later recorded police beating them.
Now to a disturbing story. The father of a California soldier killed in Afghanistan is speaking out after he says that his family was booed while bringing his son's body home. Sergeant John Perry was killed on Saturday by a suicide bomber. His father says he now wants to be a voice for every single service member putting their lives on the line. Steve Large from our station KOVR has the story.
It just takes me a moment to collect my emotions.
He is a father mourning the loss of a son at this service for Sergeant John Perry, killed in Afghanistan by a suicide bomber.
Most importantly, I want people to know about the heroic thing that my son did.
Stuart Perry says his son stumbled on the suicide bomber before the bomber could reach his target, a soldier's 5K Veterans Day run.
He would have killed possibly 100, 200 people, who knows?
Perry says his son's death comes at a time military service is facing disrespect. He says his family was even booed on the flight to bring his son's body home.
And to hear the reaction of the flight being delayed because of a Gold Star family and the first class cabin booing that was really upsetting. And it made us cry some more.
And Perry says his son's death underscores why the American flag is sacred for service members, not just a symbol for protest.
It's not for protest. It's for the death of the people that are saving us. That's what it's for.
Perry also called out recent presidential campaign rhetoric.
One example would be Donald Trump speaking badly about a Gold Star family, who I now am. And it really bothers me, but it also bothers me that people don't want to talk about the terrorism that killed my kid.
A soldier's death defending his country, leaving a father defending his son.
And my kid was over there to help put a stop to this garbage. And he died.
One photo that's seared into our memories showed two family members in Ohio overdosed in their car with a 4-year-old in the back seat.
Hey girl, what's up?
20-year-old Nick Ryan's heroin high was captured on his mother's cell phone. She videotaped Nick and his father Tim Ryan during a drug binge, hoping when she showed it to them later, it would shock them into getting help. His father is now in recovery, but Nick died from an overdose 2 years ago. Tim can never forgive himself.
And all that lady wanted was a good husband, some kids, and I took all that away. And then I set the path for my son.
The Chicago area saw more than 600 opioid-related deaths last year, with EMS crews responding to nearly 3,000 overdose calls. At SoulJa Hospital, they see an average of 14 cases a day. ER doctor Stephen Axe.
For me, when I learned that overdose deaths exceeded car accident deaths, I mean, to me that was shocking.
This epidemic knows no state boundaries, no age limits. It is colorblind and attracts men and women with equality. This is a 2-year-old in Lawrence, Massachusetts, trying to revive her overdose mother in the aisle of a store. Anti-overdose drugs like Narcan have become a lifeline.
Sounds like he's coming around a little bit.
In 2011, 4,600 prescriptions were given out. So far this year, more than 87,000. And with heroin being laced with powerful painkillers, it often takes multiple doses to save lives.
I think that the average viewer may not understand that it's completely out of the control of the individual once they're in it, and that they really need significant help.
While President-elect Donald Trump continues to fill his cabinet with anti-Obama administration candidates from the fortress of Trump Towers in New York City, all the way from the top of the New World Order pyramid down to the bottom, the minions are panicking.
The feeling of excitement for the future, which is so much in the air here, is not shared everywhere in the world, unfortunately. It is in contrast with a deep sense of turbulence and uncertainty, which we see now globally.
So the last time we met, I was very positive that Hillary Clinton would be the next president of the United States and walk into the Oval Office as one of the best qualified presidents in our country's history. Of course, we were all very disappointed, not more than disappointed, hard to accept the results, but accept we do.
Meeting with his New World Order puppet counterpart, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, President Obama gave the brainwashed and violent anti-Trump protesters the support they were whining for.
I would not advise people who feel strongly or are concerned about some of the issues that have been raised during the course of the campaign. I wouldn't advise them to be silent.
Obama also mentioned the pointless attempt he and the dying corporate media are making to stifle the truth.
If we are not serious about facts and what's true and what's not, and particularly in an age of social media where so many people are getting their information in sound bites and snippets off their phones, if we can't discriminate between serious arguments and propaganda, then we have problems.
Corporocratic politicians are scurrying, fearing their just due as the tables are turning on the federal institutions that once protected them. Jesse Jackson rallied from the University of Michigan, the alma mater of Gerald Ford, to call for a blanket pardon of Hillary Clinton's laundry list of crimes.
There are those in their anger and spirit of retribution who want to use Hillary Clinton as a trophy in the name of false justice. It would be wise, in the name of justice and the lineage of Lincoln and Ford, for President Obama to do the same and to pardon Hillary Clinton.
Even progressive Austin City Council member Greg Kazar is waving the flag of anti-immigration and anti-Trump rhetoric, announcing that he will lead a protest in Austin, Texas on Inauguration Day with the local Communist Party in tow, denouncing Donald Trump's adherence to long-established immigration and naturalization laws, a surefire way to destroy any kind of political career Kazar had in mind.
I am here to pledge to you that I will put my full being alongside you and alongside every leader of conscience in this community to fight Donald Trump at every turn. When Donald Trump says he wants to ban our Muslim brothers and sisters, that he wants people to register based on their faith, when he wants to attack the fundamental rights that created this country, we're going to say, hell no! We're going to say, hell no!
And progressive Travis County Sheriff-elect Sally Hernandez is standing by her statement that she will not cooperate with ICE officers in the deportation of illegal immigrants.
I ran on the platform to implement a progressive immigration policy, and I will keep my promise to the Travis County voters.
Illegal immigrants like Nicodema Correa Gonzalez, who after being deported 5 times, crossed again only to sexually assault 10 women in Austin, Texas, setting one of those women on fire.
I think on face value, he led probably a normal life where he goes to work during the day and comes home in the afternoon and, late nights goes looking for women.
A reckoning is coming, and it's coming very soon, no matter how desperately the criminals that have lost their keys to the kingdom resist. The swamp will be drained.
Every country has been waiting for the result of the American election, and the result being so totally unexpected, they'll all have to go back to the drawing board, including we.